I've noticed something about my wonderful travelers, and I say this with so much love. When we get to the airport, most of us go straight into survival mode. We grip our boarding passes a little tighter. We follow the crowd. We assume that if something were free or easier or available just for us, someone would have told us already. But here's the thing, sweet friend. Nobody told us. And that is exactly why I'm here. Because here's a truth that stopped me cold when I first discovered it. Most airports in the United States, and many around the world, are quietly sitting on a whole collection of free services, hidden assistance programs, and little-known passenger rights specifically designed for travelers over 65. And the vast majority of seniors fly right past them, every single time. I had a 72-year-old traveler. Her name is Margaret from Savannah, Georgia, sit right across from me and cry when she found out that the wheelchair assistance, the private security lane, the early boarding priority, and even the airport escort service she'd been tipping for years were all completely free the entire time. If you don't know these things exist, you end up paying for what's yours, exhausting yourself needlessly, and sometimes missing flights because no one told you to ask. Today, I'm going to change that. In this video, I'm walking you through the most important free airport services and passenger rights that every senior traveler deserves to know, before you fly, not after. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell, because I release new travel tips for us every single week. And I want to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing about airports that has always confused or frustrated you? Drop it below. Your answer might just become my next video. Let's go, my wonderful travelers. All right, my wonderful travelers, let's get into it. And please, grab a pen. You're going to want to write some of these down. Number 1, wheelchair and mobility assistance. It's free, it's yours, and you don't have to need a wheelchair to use it. Here is the problem. So many of my travelers assume that wheelchair assistance at the airport is only for people who cannot walk at all. And so they push through long terminal walks, aching knees, exhausted hips, because they don't want to feel like they're taking something that isn't meant for them. That thinking, as kind as it is costing you your comfort and your energy. Here's the fix. Under the Air Carrier Access Act, every U.S. airline is legally required to provide free mobility assistance to any passenger who requests it. No medical diagnosis required, no proof, no questions. Fatigue counts. Joint pain counts. A long connection counts. Say exactly this when you call to book or check in. I would like to request wheelchair assistance from check-in to my gate, please. I have difficulty walking long distances. That's it. Simple, dignified, and completely within your rights. Margaret, yes, our Margaret from Savannah, had been tipping the wheelchair attendant $20 every trip because she thought it was a paid service she was hiring. It is not. It is free. Gratuity is always optional and entirely your choice. You are not a burden for asking. You are a passenger exercising your rights. And you deserve to arrive at your gate feeling strong, not depleted. Number 2. TSA PreCheck, and the secret compassion screening most seniors don't know exists. Here's the problem. Standard TSA security lines are genuinely physically demanding. Remove your shoes, lift your carry-on, hold your arms up in the scanner. For travelers with hip replacements, pacemakers, knee implants, or even just stiff shoulders, this process can feel humiliating and painful. But here is what almost nobody knows. TSA has a program called TSA Cares, a helpline specifically designed for passengers with disabilities and medical conditions. You call them 72 hours before your flight, and they will arrange a passenger support specialist to guide you through security personally, at no cost. And if you have a medical device or implant, you have the right to request a private screening room. Always. Say exactly this at the security checkpoint. I have a medical implant and I would like to request a private screening and a passenger support specialist, please. Or simply call TSA Cares before you fly. 1-855-787-2227. I want you to save that number in your phone right now. A traveler named Harold, 74, from Phoenix, told me he had been forcing himself through the body scanner for 2 years with a hip replacement, arms shaking, feeling rushed and embarrassed. One call to TSA Cares completely changed his experience. He said, and I quote, "Lucy, I finally felt like a person again. You deserve to feel like a person at every single step of your journey. Don't you ever forget that." Number 3, early boarding. The benefit that's announced quietly on purpose. The problem? Airlines do offer early boarding for passengers who need extra time, but they often announce it quietly, quickly, or not at all. If you're not listening for it, or if you're not near the gate, you miss it entirely. The fix is simple. The moment you reach your gate, walk up to the gate agent and say, "I may need a little extra time to board. Could you please note that for me and let me know when pre-boarding begins?" That's it. No form, no proof, no embarrassment. Gate agents do this dozens of times a day. It is routine for them, even if it feels vulnerable for you. A sweet traveler named Dorothy, 69, from Nashville, told me she used to wait anxiously in line, terrified she'd hold people up. The first time she asked for pre-boarding, the gate agent smiled and said, "Of course, hun, we'll call you first." You were never meant to rush. You were always meant to be comfortable. We are on a roll, my wonderful travelers, and we are just getting to the good stuff. Stay with me because tip number 6 is the one that makes people cry every single time I share it. But first, number 4, free airport escorts. Yes, from gate to gate, completely free. Here is the problem. If you have a connecting flight, especially a tight one, navigating from one terminal to another in a massive airport like Dallas-Fort Worth, Chicago O'Hare, or Atlanta Hartsfield can feel absolutely overwhelming. Long walks, tram systems, escalators, confusing signage, and the clock is ticking. What most travelers don't know is that every major U.S. airport is required to provide interterminal escort assistance, meaning a real human being will walk with you, ride with you, and get you to your connecting gate. Free of charge, no tipping required, though always appreciated if you choose. Say exactly this when you land. "I have a connecting flight and I'm not sure I can make it on my own. Could someone please escort me to my next gate?" You can also request this in advance by calling your airline directly and asking for a connecting assistance note on your reservation. A traveler named Evelyn, 77, from rural Oklahoma, was connecting through Atlanta for the first time alone after losing her husband. Her first solo trip in 40 years. She asked for an escort. A kind airport employee named Marcus walked her all the way to her gate, carried her bag, and waited until she was seated. She sent me an email that I still have saved. She said, "I didn't feel alone for a single minute. You should never have to navigate this world alone if you don't want to. That help exists. Ask for it." Quick pause, my friends. If this video is helping you, please hit that subscribe button right now. I pour my heart into every single one of these, all for you. Okay, back to it. Number 5, medication, medical equipment, and the rules. Most airlines won't volunteer. Here is the problem. Travelers are routinely stopped, delayed, or made to feel like criminals at security for carrying medications, syringes, liquid supplements, CPAP machines, or portable oxygen concentrators, because they simply didn't know the rules in advance. Here is what you need to know. The TSA allows all medically necessary liquids, medications, and equipment in quantities exceeding the standard 3-ounce limit. You just need to declare them separately at the checkpoint. Say exactly this. "I have medically necessary liquids and equipment in my carry-on that I'd like to declare for screening." Place them in a separate bin. Stay calm. You are following the rules perfectly. And for CPAP machines and portable oxygen, always call your airline at least 48 hours ahead. Most allow them free of charge in addition to your carry-on allowance. A traveler named Robert, 71, from Seattle, was nearly in tears at a checkpoint when a TSA officer raised an eyebrow at his insulin supplies. He didn't know he could simply declare them. Once he did, the officer nodded, processed him quickly, and sent him on his way. Robert told me, "I felt so stupid." He wasn't stupid, he just hadn't been told. And now you have been. Number 6. Your right to a full refund, even on non-refundable tickets. My wonderful travelers, I saved this one for last in this section because it is the one that changes everything. Here is the problem, and it is a painful one. Seniors cancel trips. Medical appointments come up, health changes, family emergencies happen, and millions of travelers every year simply absorb the loss on a non-refundable ticket because they believe they have no choice. But here is what the airlines will not put on a billboard. Under the U.S. Department of Transportation rules, if your flight is canceled or significantly delayed by the airline for any reason, you are entitled to a full cash refund. Not a voucher, not miles, cash, back to your original payment method. And if you need to cancel due to a serious medical reason, always call the airline directly and ask to speak with their accessibility desk or medical exceptions department. Many airlines have quiet compassion policies that are never advertised. Say exactly this: I need to cancel my flight due to a medical situation. I would like to speak with your medical exceptions or accessibility team about my refund options, please. A 72-year-old traveler named Gloria, the very woman from our title, had purchased a $480 round-trip ticket to visit her granddaughter. Her doctor grounded her 2 days before departure. She assumed the money was gone. Her daughter found my channel, watched this tip, called the airline, spoke those exact words, and Gloria had a full refund in her account within 7 business days. That was the moment Gloria cried. Your money belongs to you. Your rights are real, and you are never without options. All right, my wonderful travelers, let's bring it all home together. Here is your quick recap, and please screenshot this or write it down before you fly. For your comfort and mobility, request free wheelchair assistance. No diagnosis needed, just ask. Call TSA Cares at 1-855-787-2227 at least 72 hours before your flight. Ask your gate agent for pre-boarding the moment you arrive at the gate. For navigating the airport, request a free gate-to-gate escort for any connecting flight. Declare all medications and medical equipment separately at security. It is completely allowed. For protecting your money, know your right to a full cash refund on canceled or significantly delayed flights. Always ask for the medical exceptions team if a health situation forces you to cancel. 6 tips, all free, all yours, all waiting for you to simply ask. Bonus tip, the single best thing you can do before every flight. If I could give you only one piece of advice, just one, it would be this. Call your airline 48 hours before every flight and add a special service request, called an SSR, to your reservation. This single phone call can trigger wheelchair assistance, early boarding flags, medical equipment notes, dietary needs on long flights, and alert airport staff at every connection point that you may need extra help. One call, 5 minutes, and the entire airport system is quietly working for you before you ever leave your front door. Say exactly this: I'd like to add a special service request to my reservation for mobility assistance and any other senior travel accommodations you offer, please. That is your golden sentence. Save it. Use it every time. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which one of these tips surprised you the most? Was it Gloria's refund? Harold's TSA moment? Or maybe the escort service you never knew existed? Tell me, your story might help another traveler just like you. If this video helped you, please share it with one person you love who travels. One share could save someone real money, real stress, and real tears at the airport. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. Every week I bring you practical, honest, heartfelt travel guidance made specifically for us. Next week, I'm sharing something very special. The exact packing checklist I give every senior traveler before an international flight, including the 5 medications you must carry on and never check. You will not want to miss it. Until then, my wonderful travelers, travel boldly, ask for what is yours, and never forget that the world is still wide open and waiting for you. I'm Sarita, and I will see you above and beyond.